This is how hot it gets on Davi Davenport Live. You know, I started that. I'm out here with Don Juan from the lipstick to the pulpit. Davi Davenport Live right here. And guess what? Nobody loves you more than I do.
It's time for the Davi Davenport Live. Davi Davenport Live Show. Davi. She's live! It's a party on the couch! It's time for the Davi Davenport Live. Davi Davenport Live Show. Davi.
Oh my God, I could just dance to that all the entire time. I absolutely love that. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Davi Davenport Live. First, I want to start by saying thank you so much to all of the viewers that take their Sundays to be with us at 7 p.m. Central Time, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for being here with us. Davi Davenport Live is all about positivity. It's about enjoyment. And it's about sharing stories with you that are going to encourage you. There's so much going on in the world right now. So when you meet people that have inspirational stories, share things that could have been perceived adversities that they've broken through. These are things that change our lives. Today, I want to say that I'm going to dedicate the Davi Davenport Live segment today to my dear friend Spencer Leak, who we lost, and we lost him suddenly. It was an unexpected loss. Spencer, I love you. Thank you so much, and to your entire family. Thank you for all the help that you and the funeral home of Spencer Leak and Sons has brought into my life. When we lost my mother in 2007, you were there for me. When we lost my grandmother in 2020, you guys were there for me to know that we have lost you. And to Trey, we know that your father was so proud of you for stepping into the shoes of being official part of Leak and Sons just 5 days ago after graduating from college. So just want to say that our prayers, and this show is definitely dedicated to you. Now, last week 2 weeks ago, we had an incredible guest on, and that was George Daniels, because May was Art and Music May. You're going to meet my guest this evening, Yana German, who I was excited about, and I'm very excited about wrapping up this segment of Art and Music May with this masterful poet and just someone that inspires the world. George, I want to say thank you to you. Having you here, having an icon like you in the Davi Davenport Live studio was beyond anything. People were raving about it. I went to my workout class and the women ran up to me and said, Davi, we watched the show. We've known of George for years. My instructor even walked up. She had notes that she and her husband had written down. So and to Michael Cox, I love you, Michael. We started out Art and Music May with Michael Cox of Born Vain Art. Michael created artwork that was based off of the loss of his mother. He took that as a perceived adversity, as Yana's going to share today, turning something that is hurt into a hero. And we started that out with Michael sharing his story. So guys, thank you so much. Now, today's guest, Yana German, is someone that I found. I recently met Yana through Utonium Music. Roxanne, we love you. Julie, we love you. Roxanne Stone is a longtime friend. She's the CEO and founder of Utonium Music. This is one of her incredible clients. I feel like Yana has become a sister for me as well. Yana takes things that have happened in her life, some things that people would say that they don't know how they could have gotten through. When she talks about suicidal thoughts and thinking about not only thoughts, but trying to take her life. When she talks about being held captive by someone that she trusted at one time. When she talks about that, but that's not the story. The story is how she took those things and turned them into a hero for sure. How she took those things and she's helping other people recreate their lives, because that's who you are. So guys, let's give a huge welcome to Yana German. Just hear me like, oh, I'm doing my job right. She's starting already, okay? Oh my God.
Truly touched.
Oh wow.
What an honor. I'm beyond words. That's a lot.
Oh wow. Well, Yana, having you here today, our conversations We've talked, we jump on the phone, talk for hours. Even the first time that we spoke.
Absolutely.
And what I felt over the phone when we spoke was I felt the authenticity. Roxanne had spoken to me about you. Roxanne's a very close friend of mine, as she is yours.
Yeah.
And when I spoke to her and I spoke to Julie about you, this was prior to our actual conversation. And they said, oh my God, you're going to love her.
Oh,
Roxanne and I have birthdays that are
thank you,
close.
guys.
Yes. And she said, you're going to love her. She said, Davi, because she's authentic. She's authentic and she always finds a way. I say, take a zero and turn it into a hero, and you always find a way. I want to say a huge thank you to your husband, who I know is in the studio with us as well. He's in the green room right now and kind of doing his thing because she's looking to the side. She's like, he's right there with me. Okay. He's there. So want to just say a huge thank you to him and to your family for supporting you in all the things that you're doing, you know, the energy work that you're doing. So first of all, just a little bit, can you just introduce yourself? Can you just interview yourself?
I can interview myself.
You want to? Not on this show, honey. Not on this show, honey, okay?
I will not take your spot.
You will not steal my spotlight, girl. Tell us a little bit about Yana. I don't want to start today first. Tell us a little bit about you, just a bit, and then we're going to a little bit about where you are today and what excites you most.
So there's a lot of faces of Yana, I think, but number one, what really excites me is the opportunity to speak and do what I do.
Yeah.
To have this energy or the downloads of the poems going through me, flowing through me, and an ability to read them and record them and actually share it with people and feel and hear that this is what I'm here to do.
Yes.
But beyond that, I'm also a coach, and not only I work on others, I work on myself daily, because this is what it's all about.
Isn't that something when you say, I work on myself
Daily.
Absolutely. That is a daily reprieve.
Daily.
There's no final destination with working on yourself.
It never ends.
Yes.
You're a student of life.
Yeah.
And this is what I always say, that no matter what life gives you, no matter what life grants you, you must be willing to do it. You must be willing to be with life and enjoy life as it comes.
Wow.
And putting yourself out there.
Yes.
All parts of you.
You know, it's crazy because I was looking at some pictures of yours, and I'm going to have, and I want to say a huge thank you also to my technical directors, Dewana Woodard, I love you so much, to Lewis Groove, I can't thank you enough, Brittany Lopez, who's not in the studio with us today, I love you guys, I could not do this without you, so I want to say thank you so much for everything. It takes a village, and this is my village, so thank you so much. Dewana, I don't know if she told you, she saw the billboard. And she goes, she saw the billboard, and she's like, I drove around 10 times to get it, driving slow, people blowing her horn, and she's going 10 minutes to try to get it. I'm like, oh, thank you.
You were talking.
Yes, yes. So pull up one of the pics. But before we do that, since I mentioned the billboard, don't kill me, guys. Let's pull up the billboard of Yana standing in front of the billboard. Tell me and tell the viewer what you felt when you saw, I know you've done a lot of things and you've had, like myself, we've had billboards, but what did this particular, because I know that it's connected with a new journey that you're on. What did it mean to you?
It truly meant that this is it. This is the time. This is the time to stand up, speak up, shine. And there is so much hope. And there's so much hope, especially at times when we start doubting if I can be good, if things can happen to me. And at that moment, standing and just looking, I had to just take it all in and feel grateful and feel humility and feel like, as I say this, I know, right?
You know what did you call it the other day? No.
The God bumps.
We call them God bumps now.
The God bumps.
We call them God bumps.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I have them now.
I do too.
And it felt so real. And it felt that when we're talking about manifesting and abundance, this is what it is. When you're truly living your life work.
100%.
It just aligns.
It aligns.
That's what I felt, alignment. That's what
when I saw, and I'm going to have you now pull up my billboard, me standing in front of our billboard, me standing in front of our billboard. So I should say me standing in front. So Yana you sent me your picture, And I shared with Dewana on one of our long conversations that I started to cry when I saw it. And I reached out to Roxanne with Utonia Music and I said, Roxanne, you've made me happy to have billboards around the entire city. I felt gratitude.
And this was my word for today.
Gratitude?
Gratitude.
You're kidding.
I told Roxanne, I said, I woke up and God, what's the message? Gratitude.
Gratitude.
Because at the end of the day, this is what we are being called to.
Yes.
We're being called to release the mask.
Yes.
And just simply be authentic and have permission to be authentic without any filter, which is, I think, so hard.
And I love, it's crazy because interacting with you, I know that your clients and people that you work with have to feel gratitude, since that's our action word for today. And I love that word. They have to be grateful to work with you because you, in our conversation and sitting with you right now, and because you're an energy person. I'm an energy person. That's why this feels different to me.
It feels home.
It does. Oh my
That's
God.
the name. Oh, the poem.
Oh my. Okay, so we're gonna be doing a poem also. She's sharing a poem shortly, and it's for today.
Yes.
So she's debuting this today. So this is something.
And I've never, ever did it ever live.
Exactly. So you're debuting that today with the viewers.
Absolutely.
And I appreciate. I know your clients and the people that you work with have to feel gratitude because the times that I've spoken to you, there's a lot going on in all of our lives right now. And you bring out something, you brought out something in me in one of the conversations we had. I'd seen your billboard. I teared up. I let Roxanne know. Mm-hmm. And then I spoke to you. Yeah. And you shared some things which we're going to get ready to talk about now. I actually want to pull up, and then I want you to share with me and the viewer. I always feel like it's just me. Like, I want you to share with me. Davi, there's many people that are tuning in, okay? You have a way of making people feel comfortable. And that's what I want you to pull up. There's one of the pictures that we have. I'd like to pull up where Yana has that entire group of people around her. And I want you to share with the viewer and I, what exactly is your mission when you're in what are your sessions called that you do? I know there's a variety, so we're going to talk about the different work that you do, and we'll go in depth with that. But what is it that you want? Let's talk in a group setting. We'll talk individual shortly, but what in a group setting? What is the goal for the group setting?
I believe that truly my purpose and mission when I am surrounded with people is that to step aside of my ego and truly allow whatever we call God, divinity, highest power to take over. Yes. Because there is innate ability and wisdom that we all have, but we forget it. By the sound of the noise of the environment, of the program, of who you need to be, why, and so you truly start becoming like a robot living this life. Yes. And then you start questioning, what is this life is for? Who am I? Yes. So for me, when I teach, I want to remember that I am not just a person. There's something flowing through me, this vibe, energy, download, whatever you call it, and that we are all connected.
Yes, we are.
And we are connected.
Yeah. And that's what God, again, that's another thing that I loved about you was that you're a God person.
Yes.
And so it's about spirituality. Yes. And you said to get out of the way of your ego.
Ego, the program, the beliefs that everything that masked us, right? Everything that put us in the tiny form, by who? By the beliefs, by the program, by somebody who did it the same. And then you start living this life, not authentic.
It's social media, only in my opinion, and I used to hear older people say things like this about different things when I was a child, but I'm going to speak of social media since we spoke of ego. Yeah. People have started, in my opinion only, because of social media, there's so many, if you look like this person, this is what success looks like. if you do this, this is what, and a lot of those stories aren't even real. So when I see you helping people, I almost call it reprogramming.
I would call it too.
Yeah.
Not only reshift, reprogram,
Yeah.
absolutely reclaim. Because what I believe is actually happening is that it's not that I'm changing their life.
Yes.
Is that I'm giving them a different perception to see things from another angle that they cannot be because they're stuck in it. That's all I'm doing.
Ooh.
That's it.
Yes.
And once they start understanding, and this calls awareness, you must be aware of your surrounding. You must be.
And you're and look, and no, you have me excited.
Okay.
You have me excited. Your hair also is fabulous.
Thank you.
Just have to say that. But you are absolutely flawless. I mean, fashionista. We're going to talk about the fashion icon also today.
Thank you.
When you think about what you just said, you said a mouthful because, you know, when you talk about it, you said it is reprogramming and self. You said awareness, and it's self-awareness. We have to be self-aware in order for us to expand.
To be healed.
Oh man.
To be healed.
Oh man. Now you want to use a big
I'm
word.
using it. I am using it because this is what it's all about.
Yes.
To be healed from our beliefs.
Yes.
To be healed from the pain that our body is going through.
Yes.
Our mind going through. We must become first is aware of what's happening.
Speaking of what's happening, let's talk a little bit about, now we're going to go, we started out, I wanted to start from today. Now we're going to go back to, what is it? 1989. Okay. When you
Remember
about arriving in and you being a refugee. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
I was 11, 12 years old as a refugee, an immigrant coming to America. And actually, we didn't know if we're going to end up in America or not. So we had to go through the Europe. And it was a very, it created a lot of questions, right? Because it comes down to, am I safe? What's happening?
Yes.
When there's a fear of unknown, it creates a lot of stagnation in the body.
Sure.
And so as a child, I had to learn to adapt. So I had to learn how to, where is my home? What is my home? And it definitely created later on a lot of health issues as well, and anxiety, right?
Sure.
Because I never understood at that age, home is what? Is where your parents are. If your parents are nervous, if your parents going through stress, you're going to adopt the same belief.
Yes. We see so many, you know, I don't do politics on the show at all. And we spoke about that, but there's a lot of families that are going through heartbreak right now. And to any of the families out there, just know that my heart is with you. You know, my heart, that every situation is different, of course, but there's some I'm talking about the children that are having some extreme pain that they're being submitted to. You know, you talked about the fear of uncertain. What is home? Home is where your parents are. They say home is where the heart is. That's where home is. And so and not knowing if you had a safe space.
Exactly.
And that's so important when you think about raising. I know you're a parent.
Yes, I am.
You're a parent. I got a chance to speak to your daughter the other day, and I can hear in her voice that she feels safe.
Yeah.
That you and your husband have created that for her.
Exactly.
And so therefore that's extremely important.
Very important.
So we talk about, so do you think that, because I know that you spoke to me privately, or you share it openly, so I shouldn't say it's even private, because you said that it was okay to talk about this, which I'm always asking, is it okay?
I'm an open book.
Yeah, but you talked about feeling like you had to walk in the shadows and what that looked like, and that you didn't feel the confidence wasn't there for you, and that a lot of it, what was that like? Did that start from the beginning of not knowing about home? Where did that, like, not feeling like Yana, just being Yana was okay?
It has taken me many years to be okay to be Yana.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the identity, who am I, why am I,
Sure.
it through all the years of kind of just abuse and that, you go through various stages trying to find you.
Yeah.
So, but coming to America as a child, and I was bullied, I had an accent, I gained a lot of weight, and you'd be surprised how cruel kids can be.
No, it's sad.
And I never, I never fit in. And that really created a lot of anxiety, trying to fit in. Am I worthy of this group? Am I worthy to be loved? Am I worthy to be accepted? And so you get into this mindset, what is wrong with me? And how many of you guys had this question? What's wrong with me? Why do I feel this? Why is it happening to me? So it just started building. And so I started attracting, now that I understand, I started attracting the same vibration people as I was at that moment.
Absolutely.
So I couldn't see it. My perception was, this is what I am. I was in the victim state.
Sure.
Life was happening at me, not for me.
Yeah. Women talk about being in abusive relationships and how they sometimes it'll be one after another. And it's what you just said. And it's situational as well, because it can be attracting the same type of job that you don't like. They're like, well, how did I get here again?
Because there's actually a law, there's a law of resonance. And so what does it mean?
Yes.
You will attract exactly where you are now.
Yes.
So if you feel fear, you will be attracting the same situation over and over, expecting something new.
Absolutely. And it's not going to happen. I was just with someone yesterday at my church, and shout out to everybody over at Love Church. I love you guys so much, to Vicky and Kyra's Killingsworth. And there, Vicky allowed, and I'm sharing this openly, but she allowed Kyra's to share in our service that she's going through mass depression and anxiety. And I'm only sharing this on national television because they shared it in a room of hundreds of people. And she said she wants, because she's first lady and she wants people to grow from her experience. She said she's starting to have fear of losing out. I'm going to have you talk to her as well, but she's starting to have fear of leaving her house. And so she said
I can relate to that.
Really?
Yes,
really?
I can relate. There was definitely a time that I had extremely severe, as we call clinical depression, was called clinical depression. And the sort of the world outside of my home was not safe. So I can completely relate to this. And at that moment, you start being very small and the world starts being very big. And so instead of you becoming bigger, it's the other way around. It's just becoming overwhelmed. So the anxiety, if I may talk about it a little bit.
Please do.
Because I really want to talk about this.
Because anxiety is something, and then I want you to delve in. When my mother passed in 2007, I had two major panic attacks. Didn't know what they were. One, I thought, and I rushed myself. I did.
You think you're having a heart attack?
I thought I was having a heart attack. I thought I was having a heart attack. And I told the doctors, I'm dying.
But your mind believed it was.
And my heart was racing. My heart was racing. I was scared.
Absolutely.
And then it happened a second time. And even the doctor, they sedated me and said, you're having an anxiety attack. You're having a panic. I didn't know what it was at that time. So when I think about people that are having anything that resembles that.
So any kind of anxiety, it's actually fear of the future. It is the fear of the unknown. When we get depressed, though, are you listening?
Oh, wait a minute. Did she, to the viewers, not only am I listening, you have my whole, like, I'm inside.
Right.
Honey, I'm inside you. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm inside your skin right now, okay?
So depression is actually fear of the past.
Yes.
So
you said the future first.
Depression is
anxiety is fear of the future.
Correct.
Depression.
It's where you're stuck in the past. So anytime there is difference. Anytime you're in anxiety, you are not in the present. You're not grounded. You're not aligned. You do not have a brain and heart coherence. You're disconnected.
Yes.
So the body will create symptoms that are panic. I'm not safe. I'm not safe. I'm not safe.
And that's what I thought, losing my mother.
Exactly.
Because that's what happened.
Because your mom
was my safe space.
Was your home.
She was my everything.
Your mom represented to you the unconditional love and nurture. So when
you make me cry, Yana.
But this is
you're gonna make me emotional, Yana.
But listen, this is what it is about, right? Because give me a hand. So at the end of the day, right, life goes
and you must say, God, thank you.
Yes.
What is the lesson I have here?
Yes.
What is this here for me to teach? So then you have a mission to share it with others. Because that's how it is.
Which is what I was
Did it-
able to do.
You see?
Yes.
So the anxiety and help and
She's got me
whatever
crying
you
on
want.
my own show. She's got me crying on my own show. Oh my God.
But you know what?
But you-
Tears,
yes.
tears, I have to say that.
Cleansing.
Absolutely, they're purification. I used to
Yeah.
not have tears. I used to feel shame because I think a lot of people nowadays, how many people say, I'm sorry, I have tears.
I know. And we make it, we also make men think, and
Yes.
to the men that are viewing, we have a large
No.
male viewership. It's okay for you guys to cry.
Please.
It's okay. I cannot stand when I hear someone say,
I'm sorry.
I didn't, he cried. Oh, it's okay.
This is
Oh
the
my
way
God.
we purify our body.
Yes.
It's healing.
Yes.
When we cry, you release what doesn't belong or serve you no more.
You're right.
Keep
Yeah,
on crying.
when you went through, she got me good, guys. She got me good, guys. I'm going to tell you. And thank you for everyone that's tuning in. If you just jumped in, make sure you go back and go to YouTube. I'm going to have us share our YouTube channel, our YouTube. Go to DaviDavenportLive.com. Also follow the past episodes. Go to our Instagram, our Facebook. Please follow us. We'll follow you. We'll share. Yana, can you also share your
Absolutely.
social media? We're going to share it multiple
Yeah,
times.
absolutely.
But I want to do that. I want to ask you a question about depression. Can you share your social media?
Absolutely.
It's Yana German, or it's a we have many. Soul Script Poetry
Yes.
and Yana German official.
So go to Yana German Official
And Soul Script Poetry.
and Soul Script Poetry, which it has been just going and following that Soul Script Poetry page for me has been in it just to be honest with you, and I said to Roxanne Stone of Utonia Music, Roxanne, you know I adore you. I said to Roxanne, I go, and I told Julie this also. I said, this is going to be my Dr. Phil for the television show for Davi Davenport. Like, we're hitting the road. And I told her husband, Nick, I said, listen, get your luggage packed. We're hitting the road.
You did.
I told him, I said, get his things packed. I will tell Dewana that. I said, Dewana, look, you're going to have to, but she's doing an incredible job, and she's taking care of her mom right now. So she said, well, Davi, can we take my mom also? I said, oh, yeah, we can take your mom with us. So we can do that. Because I want you to share this story, because there's a lot of people, and we're going to share the suicide hotline after we have this conversation. There's a lot of people that either contemplate suicide because of depression. Some people are successful at it who are no longer with us, so their family members, their husbands, their wives, their children are left to grieve their loss of their loved one. Tell us how the depression got so intense for you that you thought about taking your own life and actually attempted it.
And I attempted. Well, first of all, I want to kind of go back to when I was 16 years old. My only friend at that time, 17 years old, she took her own life, and she was successful. And at that moment, I remember talking to her mom, and her mom at that time was so overwhelmed that her whole world and her whole life just crashed.
Her mom.
Jesus. So at that moment, I started understanding that, or questioning, what does someone need to feel like in order to do that?
Yes.
And so, but again, I was 16, I started questioning those, but it took me a moment in my own life when, again, I was misdiagnosed. There was so much, I think it came to the point where the answers that I was seeking, I wasn't getting them.
You were misdiagnosed with what?
I was misdiagnosed with a lot because I started having anxiety can lead to a lot of physical issues. So I started having a lot of health issues, and I would be spending more time at the doctor than at home. And I started getting paranoia.
How old were you?
I was in my 20s.
Okay.
Yeah. And so a lot of times, sometimes I was even on medication, a lot of medications. And so the more I took medication, the more I felt unwell.
Yes.
And it was a vicious cycle. It spiraled. Okay. And there was a moment where the answers, the antidepressant, they were not helping.
Yes.
And so there was a moment, and I already had my kids at that time, that I started asking, what is there? I was not inspired.
So well, obviously, yes, you had your children already. And you still said, I want to take my life.
I remember that day, and I told my husband, I remember that day that I was driving,
and I saw a red light, and I said, what if I just kind of go through it?
Yeah.
And that was the moment that was a pivoting moment that I knew that something is wrong. And you know how it gets?
Yeah.
We all know
Yes.
the wisdom within us knows that there's something wrong. But yet other people will tell you, you're fine,
You're
this is
okay.
normal, you're okay.
Oh my God.
And this is what would happen. And I hear it over and over again. But I was not okay. It wasn't okay. My life, my body was not okay.
We're so accustomed to saying,
Yeah,
we're okay.
I'm fine.
How are you doing?
I'm fine.
How are you doing today? I'm okay.
And okay, guys, there's no such thing as I am okay, I'm fine. In energy, we don't understand this.
Yes.
Our body doesn't understand the okay or
Yes.
fine. Our mind does because we got programmed to it.
Sure.
So at that moment, when it gotten so low, I didn't leave a house for about 1.5 years. I didn't drive. I mean, my life was shut down.
How did you maintain taking care of your children?
Well, actually, my mom, she took care of my
Sure.
kids at that time. And so at that time, my kids did not see a lot of me.
When my mother died,
That's the
because
truth
I
of
do,
it. Yeah.
you bring out so much in me. And when my mother passed in 2007, my son was only 8.
Yeah.
And when I look back on it now,
Yeah.
I realize just how much I wasn't present
That's the same thing.
during a lot of times. I didn't feel like I wanted to take my own life, but I felt like I almost didn't know what life was without her.
Mhm.
Couldn't figure out what was next. What you said, the fear of the future had me paralyzed, and I did not know what. So now
She represented your spine, your bone, your safety, right?
she had been my biggest cheerleader my entire life.
And
She
then
was
you
my
had to
grandmother.
become your own cheerleader.
And man, I mean, and it's an ever, honestly, it's you do new things like we're doing, we're building different, and you're having to be your own cheerleader every day. How did you go from 1.5 years of not wanting to leave the house, your mother's caring for your children? What was the breakthrough for you with that? When did you say, I'll be doggone, I'm stepping out the house? Or what was the process leading up to that to get you to do that?
So when I was giving, again, with wrong medication and I was becoming a zombie,
Yes.
I remember going to a therapist, and I remember they said, well, we want to kind of put you in a hospitalization because you tried to.
Sure, of course.
And at that moment, something started clicking that this is not my life.
Yes.
I am living
They said they're going to lock you up, and you said no.
Yeah, I am living someone else's life, but this is not my life. And I was determined. That's the word. So through that, I think, struggle,
Yes.
we start getting resilience.
Mm.
And resilience is actually what gives us hope.
Yeah, you're right. Our testimonies, our test that God gives us, which create, if we're resilient,
Exactly.
become our testimonies.
Absolutely.
Our test.
Yeah.
He gave you that test so you could be the woman that you are today, helping thousands of people.
Exactly. And that's what I feel is my mission, because I have gone through it. And I know at that time that trying to explain, and a lot of people turn away from my life, trying to explain that outside I looked fine, but inside I wasn't.
Yeah. For anyone that's out there right now, and you're thinking that suicide is the route for you to go, it's not. Reach out. There's the information, the suicide hotline number is on the screen right now. Take a look at that, dial that number. You can always reach out to DaviDavenportLive.com. Also, you can reach out to us on there. There's information that we have that will help you. There's conversations that when you think about taking your life, it's permanent. Sometimes it's a moment in time, as Yana spoke about. But it's a permanent moment if you make that final decision. So reach out. That is the suicide hotline number that's on the screen. You can also feel free to reach out to me. You can DM me, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to help to get you to the right resources so that we can get you some help. And a lot of times it's the first step of saying, I need help.
Yeah.
I need help, to say to someone.
Absolutely.
I see that you do a lot of work with, and we're actually going to pull up a picture of you working with some young people. And I'm a youth advocate myself. So when I was looking through some of the
Yeah.
images that you sent over, and one that just resonated with my heart, because
Yeah.
there are a lot of people that are standing in spaces that you and I are discussing openly with the viewer,
Yeah.
that they don't have anybody to talk to.
Yeah.
A lot of their parents are going through financial insecurity right now. We have homelessness it's on a rampage right now. We've got teens that are going to school, which we're going to talk about that in a bit. My guest that's coming on the 14th of June is an advocate for young people that are going through the craziest adversities, and she's helped a young lady that was homeless living in the airport. And now we're gonna talk about that in a bit.
Yeah.
But pull that picture up us forward, guys, with you talking to some of the teens, some young ladies that are teens. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I used to have and be very involved into, I had a modeling school. And for many, many years, it was School of Walk. And for many years,
What's it called?
School of Walk.
That's a great name.
I love
The School of Walk.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love everything you do. The School of Walk, guys. Yes.
Because it starts with our walk. And what
Yes,
I
it does.
realized that the walk is not just a walk. It
Yes.
represents our life purpose.
Yes.
Because when we walk, we always move forward.
Yes.
So when we walk forward, this is where we're walking towards the future. We're really looking forward, what's going to happen. So I had an opportunity.
Let's stop you 1 second. Joanna, there's a cord that's in front of here on the floor that I see. Can you just stick your arm in and don't go in front of camera, but just move that? I see a cord. We're live television. This cord is in front of the table. And I know that that's going to be on the shot. I don't know how that was there like that. That was not supposed to be there. This brown cord that's right here. Yeah, pull that off set. Thank you. Yeah, that was not supposed. Thank you. So I appreciate that so much, Joanna. Thank you. Yeah, we're doing live television, so for me, it's live.
Yeah.
And so if I see something, I'm going to
You
correct
gotta
it right on
say
the spot. I'm correcting the spot. So that means that
I
those
love
laugh after the show will not have it. Okay, so we will not have that, and then we'll edit it out anyway. So anyway,
I love that.
Yeah, we'll have
It's very original. You know you're authentic.
Oh, I'm very authentic. Okay. So you work with the School of Walk.
So School of Walk, and I had opportunity to really focus on models. And at one moment, I started working with kids.
Yes.
And to be honest, I loved it. I was surprised that I would love it so much.
Yes.
Because I would see in the children, especially, so I don't know if you know, by the age of 5 years old, your personality is fully developed. So you're
5.
by the age of 5. So if you see a 5-year-old by that age,
Yes.
the child has a full understanding of identity, who or she is.
Wow.
And based on that, that's how their life is going to be.
Wow.
Yes.
5
5
years
years
old.
So whenever we as parents said, oh, it's okay, it's a baby, it's just 2, 3,
Yeah.
4, 5. No,
And
don't
the things that
dismiss
people
that.
do in front of children at that age, thinking it's
Exactly.
oh, they're just 5 years old. They're
No.
4 years old. She'll
No.
never remember. You
They
kidding
do
me?
remember by
Yes.
5 years old, a child fully programmed
Yes.
by the beliefs of whatever the society and environment is
Yes.
made.
You know, I've worked with thousands of young people through my program Today Is You Talking. And one of the most common things that the young people would say that they don't feel heard.
Mhm.
So when I saw you having a conversation with them,
Yeah.
it was something else that said, wow, Yana's amazing, because they say the children are our future. And you spoke of
The song.
yeah, the children are our future.
Love that song.
That's
Yeah.
you shared that you were in, and when I saw you talking to the young people, I go, I bet this is one of the reasons. You shared at 18 years old
Yeah.
that you were forced
Mhm.
to go into an arranged
Correct. It's
marriage.
true.
18 years
Eight-
old.
Well, but I was in a relationship, unfortunately, from 13 years.
Mm.
Yeah.
Was he older than you?
He was.
Yeah.
Absolutely, he was. And this was my escape from my home.
Wow.
So that's why sometimes there's always a reason.
yes.
We look at kids saying, oh, they do this, they're bad, they do running around, they're doing this.
But what's the reasoning? They're hurt.
Sure.
They're hurt. There's pain.
Yes.
There's suffering.
Yeah.
There's something else beyond what we can see and can understand.
Yes. There's something beyond
Absolutely.
what we can see
Absolutely.
and understand.
There's
And
pain.
there's pain.
There's pain.
A lot of medication. You shared about how the medication wasn't working anymore.
No.
So many young people now are being medicated.
It's
They're
a
got-
tradition. I
It's
see it
tradition
right
now. They
You
got
know why?
why?
Because it's easy.
It's easy.
It's easy to put a Band-Aid
Oh
on.
my God, yes.
How often can you rip the Band-Aid and really look at
Yes.
the wound and say, what is underneath it? What is really
Yes.
happening? So
Yes.
I suggest remove the Band-Aid. Let's work through it,
Yes.
because that gives you power, that gives you inner strength, and that gives you inspiration. And you know what the
Yes.
word inspiration means? In spirit.
In
Spirit.
she's giving me all kind of nuggets. When I tell you this one's giving me all kind of nuggets on the show, Yana German is by far one of the most inspirational people that I've ever met. And to all of you that are tuning into Davi Davenport Live, it is so important to me that I introduce you to people and to experiences that can change your life, enhance your life, and encourage you to make moves and
Absolutely.
to do things that you've always wanted to do. So I'm going to have Yana. I asked her would she do this, and we're going to continue our interview after she does. But she has a poem that she shared at the beginning that she wrote that no one has never been heard before, and it's called Home.
Yes.
And as we mentioned just a minute ago, home is very, very important.
Yeah.
So I'd like for you to recite the poem to the viewer and
I'd
to
love
me.
to.
And yeah, give us what you got, girl.
So, whoever listening, I would like you to just close your eyes and take a deep breath in. You may place your hand over your heart and just exhale out. And you can just listen, however the words touch you. Let us pause a little while and look at life beneath its smile. Do we move through days and borrow grace, or live in peace within our space? Do you wake and feel your mind run ahead, race fall behind, the task undone, the dreams delayed, the promises you never made? Do you lie awake at night, wondering if you lived it right, or if today just slipped away, a memory fading in the gray? Do you hold back truth you fear to speak, afraid of eyes, afraid they'll peek? Do you feel whole when forms align, or if the ring defines your shine? Do you reach for the morning cup before you let your heart wake up, before you breathe in holy air and greet the day with love and care? Do you hide when sunlight streams through curtain cracks with golden beams, calling you gently by your name to rise and meet its quiet flame? To avoid the mirror's face, or lose yourself in someone's race and fame and noise, another pace, forgetting your own sacred place? Whatever truth these lines ignite, whatever flicker comes to light, ask yourself with open eyes, what in all of this is truly mine? The rest.
Can we get a round of applause for that, guys?
When I read it to you. It's the presence beyond me. It's the divinity, the God. It's something when I read them, when I write them, it's this is how I believe we're all being called to live this life. And Dr. Wayne Dyer, who says, "Don't die with your music in you."
Yes. You know how they say, how many grave sites do we go to with broken dreams and dreams that never surfaced? When you were writing Home, what headspace were you in then? Where was Yana when she, first of all, where were you physically? What space were you in? I don't know if it was was it a one write, or did it take days, or what headspace were you in when you wrote that?
It doesn't take days. It comes very unexpectedly and even honestly bothersome. It wakes me up at 3 a.m. in the morning.
That's good.
And
That's to fill out the show sometime. I keep a pad next to the bed. I'm like, I know what I can do.
But do you know,
Yes.
this is actually a very, very sacred moment. This
Yes.
is when the mind rest, and the soul and heart and God unite.
Yes.
3 a.m. And so then I just
I'm gonna start calling you at 3. Nick's gonna get mad at me. Now you gotta tell Davi she cannot. I got an idea, Yana. This is what we have to do, and he's gonna be like, "Honey, it's Davi again." And guess what time? It's 3 a.m. It's 3 a.m.
Yes, but at that moment, I was just, all I need to do is just have a computer in front of me, because sometimes I can't even handwrite it so fast.
Sure.
It just comes through me. And I just knew that this poem represented what everyone needs. Feeling I am loved.
Yes.
Because the home, it's truly not the place.
Yes.
It's how you feel inside.
Yes.
And your belongingness and your
yes.
space,
Oh
this
my
this
God.
body, the
Yes.
mind, the soul, all of it united in perfect synergy.
Yes. And feeling at home.
At home,
No matter
no
what's
matter what, no
going
matter
on.
no matter what environment and
Yes.
how loud things get, at the end of the day, we silence the environment
Yes.
and we allow ourselves to be. Because that's true, the expression authenticity, that's where we are. And that's, again, healing begins. This is the moment of healing.
You said we allow ourselves to be.
To be.
Imagine so many times there's messages within a message. So inside of your poem, Home, I heard maybe 10 or 15 different things. There was like 10 that hit home for me. And oh, look at that, hit home. Okay, that's cool. No, but that resonated with my heart, that were like microbites.
Mhm.
There were microbites.
Absolutely.
And then what you just said, to be. We have to understand being comfortable. You know, a lot of times I speak to women that are, because I'm over 21, of course.
Me too.
You're over 21, okay. And I speak to women that are maturing, and they talk openly to me about, and I'm working out with a group of women that are over 50. All the women in the group are over 50. And some of them will have come to the, oh my God, and to Dr. C, and to Maddie. Maddie, I love you guys. And I thank you so much for everything that you're doing with us. I really appreciate you. But a lot of the women will talk about the aging process. And men get older, you know, they're getting older. They're, you know, oh, he's distinguished. You know, we get older, and then all of a sudden people start just zooming in on everything about us. So it's about including us. We start looking at ourselves differently.
And start comparing us
Girl,
to how we were 10 years ago.
girl,
20 years ago.
girl, don't, you're right. You're right. You're so right about that.
We do not own this.
You're so right about that, Yana.
Mhm.
We start comparing, my God, we start comparing ourselves
To the previous version, even though this version who is emerging is more fabulous.
I have to smack myself around a bit to really get to. I always feel great about Davi. I always feel great. Davi. I love that. But the aging never made me feel bad. But I had to make sure that because I don't want to feel bad. So I had to say, I'm going to embrace this.
Yeah.
I feel great about Davi. That's it. Everybody knows that. But the aging process, especially when I'm talking to older women and they're sharing, I'm thinking, oh man, you just said comparing ourselves to. Because sometimes I'll be puttering around like I'm 30, yeah, okay. And so.
But I believe this is environment.
Yes.
The society has so much program.
Wow.
Has so many things, what stigma, what needs to be,
Yes.
how you need to look at 30,
Yes.
how you need to look at 40, how you need to look at 60.
Girl.
And so what's happening, you starting thinking this is true. You start believing,
Mhm.
and the beliefs is what you start defining your patterns. And the pattern start becoming your life.
Yes. You're right.
So we have to change our belief.
Yes.
What we believe in, is it true?
Yeah. What we believe in, is it true?
Is it true?
The stories we tell ourselves, watch what those stories are.
Mm-hmm.
What are those stories that we tell ourselves?
The noise that, like, we have a hard time quieting the mind.
Yeah.
So this is why I feel that those poems
I like that.
that I suggest
I
the
like
viewers to listen to it with headset. And at any moment that you feel your life is just rushing through, things to do,
Yes.
people to see, stop,
Yes.
pause,
and allow yourself to just be. And actually, just be is the poem that's going to be released tonight.
Look, she's like, as a matter of fact, I should do like Jay-Z used to do it. Like, okay, let's just have you do what is it called? A freestyle. Go ahead, Yana. Let's get a freestyle going on, girl. Let's go give us what you have, okay?
I just realized.
I know, you're like, that's the actual name.
Yes.
We just debuted that on Davi Davenport Live. You know what's crazy is that you speak about just being, this is freaking hilarious. When I was going through, I just went through a medical adversity, and they gave me steroids. I was taking steroids, put weight on me. I gained some weight. I never had much weight on me. I'm just now starting to come down. So I used to always talk to Joanna, and I'd say like, hey, I'm gaining weight. She said, Davi, you gotta be, can you help me set this up? Oh my God, I'm getting, And you spoke about the extreme weight loss, which is what made me think about that at that exact moment, and how you lost 30 pounds and what that was.
Drop my insulin resistance.
I had to literally, with the help of people that love me, I'm talking just recently, I'm talking within the last couple months, because the steroids put weight on me that I hadn't had on other than when I was pregnant. And I still felt great about Davi, but I did not feel, because at first I had a wardrobe I wasn't fitting. And I was starting to feel I wasn't doing as much on camera that I would do, or I was angling a certain way. This freaking about to make me get emotional also, to be honest with you, because I had to have people that loved me say to me, it's okay. You're experiencing something. They gave you that help you to overcome something. This was helping my kidneys. But I was so, I hate to use the word, but I was almost ashamed of where I was with it, because I had never had that on me. I've always been like kind of tall and trim my whole life. And I had to say, you know what, it's okay, you're okay. And to have, again, I talk about her a lot in the show, but Dewana, my technical director, one of the technical directors out of the three, said, you look great, you're okay, and look what you've been through.
So can I say what kidney represent?
Tell me, mommy.
So kidney represent how you're processing life. Filter. And how things, whatever you're observing, how well are you allowing it to be? That's what kidney represents. Also, when we gain weight, what it actually does, it creates expansion. And what it does, it actually grounds us. But once we got the message, that's we want to heal it. Because anytime we carry weight, it means you are protecting yourself.
Well, how is real protected then?
So you were trying to protect, you put on barrier. People put on barrier in order to be not vulnerable, not weak for whatever is going on in their life.
My doctor said to me, and you're right. I enjoy talking to you because you have a way of articulating things that I can relate to. That I enjoy talking to you.
Because there is innate wisdom in you, in all of us.
I enjoy
and
it.
It knows your innate wisdom has a truth. Your soul has truth. It knows, and you know, but we forget with the noise.
My doctor said, you're right. My doctor said, because I had a heart attack February 5th last year, and then they found out they diagnosed me with a rare lung cancer, which I got through that and all that. And my doctor said the weight actually helped you to fight off all the things we just gave you, the surgery that you did. But I still kept doing what we talked about, judging myself and thinking. And then I was looking online. I was looking at, you said, I know what you said. You said so many great things today. You said judging ourselves from years before. So I kept looking at pictures of myself from 2 years ago, before, or even a year ago, even when I came, when I arrived back in Chicago, I was like, what happened? What happened is that I just beat something that could have taken my life. And the weight did what you said. It helped to
ground you.
It grounded me.
Because if you didn't have that, where would you be?
Wow.
Where would you be? So we look at life and we try to say, oh, it's a coincidence. Oh, it's this, it's that. There's no coincidence.
Yeah.
Everything gives us information.
Yes.
And I believe that our body has innate ability to heal ourselves.
Yes.
Question comes down, are we ready? Are we ready to actually communicate to the organs,
Yeah.
release what doesn't serve us?
Wow.
That's truly the healing begins. That's when when I started reprogramming, when I started understanding what the patterns of what I was told and what kind of Yana I needed to be,
Yes.
the weight dissipated on its
You
own.
said that.
I said that was true. I sent the picture. This is how I look, and in 2-3 months, I look completely different. My doctor couldn't understand, like my insulin dropped. They couldn't understand, no logical sense. But the body knew, because body is very intelligent.
Body's very intelligent. It's a master.
But our mind gets in the way.
Yeah.
And our mind remembers pain. Our mind remembers trauma. And that is so important.
Isn't it something how we
Yes.
have a tendency? I know I do a lot of times, even though I think I don't, but I've had large conversations with women. I'm a huge advocate and a community advocate, and I've had conversations with people that I respect.
Yeah.
You know, was talking to my girlfriend Deborah Vine. So with the Answer Incorporated, Answer Inc. I love you, Deborah. I'm on the board with the Answer Inc. and I love you. She's doing great things in the autism community. But we were talking about her son just recently, he's 38 years old, been with her his entire life. She just put him in his own transitional housing. So now there's caregivers there, but he has his own place now. And so she spoke about, who am I now without being a full-time mother to Jason? And so you speak about identity.
And the trauma.
Yes.
Our body, our cells talk.
She said she kept thinking about what she didn't versus what she did. And she's one of the best mothers I've ever known in my life. But we gravitate toward that, the less than a lot of times versus what is that crazy that our minds go to that versus Davi's amazing, Yana's amazing, but we want to go to the other little.
Because very true, because there's subconscious and there's conscious. Conscious is like what you and I are talking and we are aware, but the subconscious, it's actually 97% is a program.
Yeah.
So if you look at your life and say, how is my life?
Yes.
You could say it's based on the program.
Wow.
You're doing it over and over and over again until you actually make a conscious decision to change it.
That's amazing. Speaking of a conscious decision, and I can't believe that this hour has gone by.
Oh my God.
I'm just like, wait a minute. Can we make this a 2-hour segment?
Wow.
But this means we need to get you back on the show again. And I said that we're going to continue to do some things together. I love everything that Utonium Records is doing. How did you connect with Utonium? Tell us about that. And then I want to share a little bit about, I know there's some testimonials, just a couple things we're going to wrap with. We only have a week. We'll go until 5 minutes after. And we can do that, guys, because it's our show. How did you connect with Utonium?
Roxanne and I, we go back, 12 years, 14 years. And, you have a Facebook friend, and here and there you just communicate, and we know some similar people.
Yes.
But it was always something, I always felt special connection, but yet we couldn't understand why we have this special connection, right? There are certain people you have in your life. And I also believe there's a moment for everything.
Yeah.
You got to be in the right moment. So I know I was ready back then.
Sure.
And so one day when I launched the Soul Script Poetry, and I knew that this is a very special project, I reached out to everybody, and including Roxanne, and she said, "This is amazing." And I'm very grateful to be part of something like this, because it's not just poetry, it's not just amazing. To me, I believe this is truly becoming a new movement.
Yes.
Saying that because words have power.
Yes.
And we have to be very careful what we say. And so what also it is, it actually brings you into self-reflection.
Yes.
So my poetry, as I hope, is its goal to calibrate you. So when you listen, give yourself a moment to be, because they can change your biology, your chemistry.
The moment.
And it gives you inspiration.
Give yourself the moment to be. If there's anything that you heard on this show today, and I always, every time I'm working on an episode, and every time we're in pre-production meetings, and every time someone reaches out and says, I know a great story, or if I find someone that I think is a great story. Roxanne introduced me to Yana, and I knew from the time that I looked into who is Yana German. And what I saw was someone that I knew was going to be there to help to change the way that people look at themselves. Someone that you can trust. There's a lot of people that are out. Just today alone for me, I had some growing experiences. I was able to share in an authentic way with Yana things that maybe I hadn't shared before with even myself, or to say them out loud.
I'm touched.
To say them out loud, to say that this is something that bothered me. I haven't shared the thing about the weight with all of the viewers. I haven't shared that. You know, my immediate circle knew what I felt.
But don't you feel better?
I do.
That's right.
I do. I feel great, actually. And I'm like, forget about it.
Because you cried, you're releasing.
I know. We cried a bunch of times. I know she's crying, I'm crying, we're crying. I hope the viewer was able to have some growing spaces here today, for sure. Roxanne, I love you. You've done some great things. Roxanne and I met in, I think, 2015 with the Bag Network. Barbara Cafaro, love you guys. I've hosted tons of events for them out in California and San Diego. I love you guys. My California family, thank you. My Chicago family, and everybody all around the globe. There's no way I can express my gratitude for everything that you've done. And I would be remiss if I didn't do a huge shout out to my dear friend, Franklin. I have to say thank you to you, because Franklin's always running around. He was making sure we had all the things. He's a part of this production team now. You're officially a part of the production team. Thank you for everything, and to everyone, to all the things that you're doing. Now, I want you to make sure that you stay tuned to Davi Davenport Live, because on the 14th of June 14th, we have a major show that's going to be happening. It's with Chloe's Closet and Thaisa Walton. Thaisa Walton is the CEO and founder of Chloe's Closet. It's a store that's inside of Dunbar High School that she created in honor of her late daughter. It's all about helping young people that are in need. She started out giving prom dresses out to young people that didn't have any, and suits to young men. And it started from 40 dresses. And just recently, which I volunteered with her this year, she gave out 500 dresses. Now, most recently, Thaisa had a young lady that she found out who was a student at Dunbar, who was homeless, living at Midway Airport, sleeping on bus stops, and didn't even know if she was going to be able to graduate, maintaining a strong GPA while going through all of this, not even knowing if she had food one day, didn't have the basic necessities that a wonderful young lady like she is should have. And Thaisa said, you know what, not on my watch. So the community rallied around her and said, guess what, we will make sure that you're okay. And Thaisa, I want to say thank you. She'll be joining me here. We're going to talk about the pulling the curtain back on. There's a lot of things that are going on with our young people today that's not being discussed, from homelessness to they're going without meals. They're not getting the education that they deserve and need. And we're going to talk about how we as a team, we as a family, how we can make a difference. When I saw that picture of you with those young ladies, I knew then, I said, not only did I know that I wanted to have Yana German on the show, but I knew that I wanted Yana German to be a part of my life. And that I wanted.
Feelings is so mutual.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Let's have a toast to that. Here's it's your Davi Davenport Live mug up, girl.
Salute.
Salute. Thank you again to everyone that's tuning in. We love you so much. Make sure you check us out. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Subscribe to us. Make sure you subscribe to your poetry. Soul for Poetry. And thank you so much. And thank you again to Yana's amazing husband who joined us this evening. We love you, Nick. You're doing great things. Thank you for everything. He was taking pictures behind the scenes. We're doing more pictures now. Guys, it takes a village, and the village starts with you. Stay tuned.
It's time for the Davi Davenport Live. Davi Davenport Live Show. Davi, she's live. It's a party on the couch. It's time for the Davi Davenport Live. Davi Davenport Live Show. Davi Davenport Live. It's time for the Davi Davenport Live. Davi Davenport Live Show.